Good morning students. I Mrs. Gaur welcome you on YouTube channel of Lalbagh Girls Inter College. Today I come with the topic the Olympic Games. Here we will cover ancient Olympic Games, modern Olympic Games, Olympic Committee and the objectives of Olympic Games. So let's start. The Olympic Games is an important international event. The Olympic Games are held every 4 years, alternating between the summer and winter games every 2 years in the 4-year periods. It also includes the Paralympic Games and the Youth Olympic Games. The Winter Olympics were created for snow and ice sports that were not part of the Summer Games. The IOC ruled that the Winter Olympic Games will be celebrated every 4 years on the same year as the Summer Games. Paralympic Games. These games were created for athletes with physical disabilities. The Youth Olympic Games. The first Summer Youth Olympic Games were held in Singapore 2010. Youth Games helped to develop young athletes for the Olympic Games between the ages of 14 and 18 years. Ancient Olympic Games. The ancient Olympic Games were originally a festival or celebration for Zeus. Zeus is the god of sky, lightning and the thunder in ancient Greece. Originally these games were held in ancient Greece at Olympia. Olympia is a small town in Hellas in Greece, famous for the nearby archaeological site which has a major pan-Hellenic religious sanctuary of ancient Greece, where the ancient Olympic Games were held. The first ancient Olympic Games were in 776 BC, based on the inscriptions of the winners of a foot race held every 4 years until the Emperor Theodosius I suppressed them in AD 393. The ancient games featured running events, boxing and equestrian events. The ancient games had fewer events than the modern games. The modern Olympic Games. The first modern Olympic Games held under the IOC in Athens in 1896. These games brought 14 nations and 241 athletes who competed in 43 events. The Greek officials and public were excited about hosting these games and they demanded that Athens be the host of the Olympic Games on permanent basis, but the IOC did not approve their request. The IOC stated that each game would be held in different countries. World War I and World War II led to the cancellation of the 1960, 1940 and 1944 Olympic Games. Well students, when you are learning about the Olympic Games, you must know about IOC. IOC stands for International Olympic Committee. International Olympic Committee is a non-governmental sports organization based in Lausanne, Switzerland. It is responsible for organizing the modern summer and winter Olympic Games. The IOC is responsible for choosing the host city for each Olympic Games. It is also responsible for choosing what sports are in the Olympic Games, and it also has sponsorship and broadcasting rights. Baron Pierre de Coubertin created the International Olympic Committee. Coubertin is the creator of the modern Olympic Games. He was a Frenchman and is the father of modern Olympic Games. The International Olympic Committee elected the Greek writer Demetrius Viclas as its first president. The Olympic Games is the ultimate level of competition. These are the words of de Coubertin, father of modern Olympic Games. The most important thing in the Olympic Games is not to win, but to take part. Just as the most important things in life is not the triumph, but the struggle. The essential thing is not to have conquered, but to have fought well. Objectives of Olympics. The Olympic Games brings a sense of togetherness, inspiration, motivation that no other sporting event can. Here are some objectives of Olympic Games. To develop interest for games and sports like a cultural heritage, to develop emotional maturity, mental alertness and moral goodness, all-round development, international integration, economic value, to develop tolerance, sportsmanship, development of effective method of thinking, ethical and moral character, and so on. Dear student, we will continue the same chapter with symbols of Olympic Games in my next video. Till then, thank you. Keep smiling.